Now, everybody, are you picking up the chicken odor?
What is this?
It smells so bad.
That is it's autumn olive is the name of that plant.
It's beautiful.
Now, if you guys have approached a chicken pen,
But is it supposed to?
usually when you come to a chicken pen, the chickens are running up, trying to get something from you because they're hungry. You notice my chickens are not at all impacted by your presence. They're ignoring you. You can see what you can see the food they're eating. All that nice romaine lettuce they're working on, and all these beet greens. You know, they have such an incredible amount of food. And if you're picking up the odor here, there's none. If you look at my fence over there, you see how short it's getting. You see, I got to take this stuff out of here to my garden because my garden doesn't need it, but I got to get this down because the chickens are going to fly out because I have no more fence.
So if I show up with a trailer, I can just help myself?
No, because I'm going to move this to my garden. I'm going to get some people here, and you can see we already started down there. You see how low that is? Yeah. I'm going to work because I want to get this in my garden because this is awesome stuff. But and for you, any of you who want fig starts, you see over there that fig tree where the chickens are? You can go in there, and all those little suckers coming from the bottom, you break off at the bottom, and you go home and you plant the whole thing. The leaves are going to fall off, but from that little start, you see that fig tree there? That was a stick I put in the ground 3 years ago.
Oh wow, that's they root that easily? Good.
Easily. They're amazing how well they root. And you'll forget that you put it there, and all of a sudden you go, what happened to me? I found this big old, I said, what's that weed? A big old green leaf. I think, oh, that was a fig I planted. I forgot all about it. But it just totally grows great. So you can go in there and break those off and take them home, and you'll have, this variety is the only one that gets ripe here. They sell brown turkey and it never ripens. This is called Desert King, and it gets ripe here, which is amazing because most figs do not get ripe in Washington. This one does.
So how long would that last? We're about 5 days away.
Doesn't
from home
matter.
at least. It would stay alive long enough to plant it?
If you can wrap it in like a paper towel wet in a plastic container, a plastic bag, you're good.
Okay.
What did you say it was called? How many?
Desert King.
Desert King.
It's the most amazing good fig.
Does it just produce fruit once?
It does twice. The second one doesn't ripen because there's not enough heat here.
Okay.
You'll
but
get
Probably
it does.
California it would.
Here it puts on 2 crops, but the second one doesn't ripen because it's not warm enough. It never developed.
Right. Yeah. Because my brother has one. I think he says he gets 2 or 3.
Yeah, in California you get 2, but here 1. But I get 1, and no one else can have any. So it's awesome.
So yeah. So is that the same? As
That's all of them. It's the only one that gets ripe here.
Desert King? What are those?
Want to go get one?
That fruit tree you have back there? Is that a plum?
That's a plum. You see the size of those?
Huge.
And they're not even close to ripe. And I wish you were here because I get women coming here. I says, you're going to get wet. Oh, I know how to handle it. And they bite into it, their whole body's wiped out. The thing is so full of water, it's impossible to eat it without getting drenched.
Do they stay that color, or do they?
They get yellow,
They get
totally yellow.
Oh,
And they get they're huge.
I know. I saw one in the back.
And
it's
this,
like monster
and it's
size.
not even close to ripe yet. But when they get ripe, you get wet. You get totally wet eating it.
When I see fruits like this, I'm always suspicious about, in the market, how they get that big in the way that they, grow them.
Mm-hmm.
But here they just grow so naturally big.
Because
of
they're
their
eating
soil.
well. They're eating well.
Yeah. But your tree is so few leaves on them. It just looks so sparse, but they're just riddled with fruit. It's the way you prune.
Because I'm trying to reduce the amount of fruit I get.
Yeah, I know.
I actually, in the fall when I prune, in the winter when I prune,
and help you.
when I prune in the winter, my trees look naked. Like people say, "What did you do?" I says, "Come back in September. You can't even walk through here." I'm just telling you, man. It's just that opens out.
Where'd you get your Japanese saw to prune? I know
There's a
it's
place in California called Bishop Supply.
Bishop Supply. Is that where you get your
All my pruning tools.
Really? All your
And they're the
pruning tools?
best. Felco makes the nicest hand pruner.
Yeah.
It's made in Switzerland.
Yeah.
And then the Japanese handsaw, Samurai,
Yeah.
is awesome.
Where
It's
did you
just-
say you get them?
Fedco, Bishop Company in Los Angeles.
Where do you get your seeds?
My seeds?
It sounds like you saved them.
Yeah. Initially, let me give you some good companies. Sand Hill Preservation Center. Sand, like sand on the beach, Hill Preservation Center. Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. And Fedco, F-E-D-C-O. Now Fedco will have some hybrid, just ignore those and get the heirloom. but they're all good seeds.
Baker Creek, I'm sorry, what was that?
Baker Creek heirloom seeds. I don't know if you're aware of it, but all those big seed companies today, all of them are all controlled by Monsanto. Johnny's, Jung's, Burpees, all of them are owned.
Monsanto's getting bought out. They're going to become even bigger.
Yeah.
By Dow. It's disgusting.
But what you saw today, if we all did this, Monsanto would go bankrupt. Because we will never need anything they have.
Yep.
Nothing they provide will I ever need.
Yep. I hear you.
Do you ever do any just like fun gardening projects, like a unique thing every? I mean, you have wasabi that's pretty unique, but like any other, like this year I was gonna grow loofah gourds, and it's kind of a fun experiment. Do you ever?
Well, I'm not so much in experimenting. I mean, I do stuff, but I just enjoy stuff that works.
Yeah.
And I like eating good food. And so I just do, like my wife is an herbalist, and so she wanted this black cohosh, so I planted that for her. So, I'm always doing stuff, but I'm not looking to do something unusual, Because, I'm 66 and I've been around the block a couple times, so, I'm okay.
It's lost its luster, some of that.
What was your scissors that you used?
Fedco.
No, the scissors. The pruning shears. I'm sorry.
Felco. Felco number 8. That's important, the number. Felco number 8.
Got it.
It's
From Bishop.
totally awesome.
From Bishop.
And if you'll take care of those tools, they will last.
How do you sharpen your saw? Are able
You
to
don't.
sharpen- You don't.
You can't.
Okay. Do you?
If you
oil it?
send it out and get it sharpened, it'll come back and won't cut anything, because the Japanese, when you look at that, it's got like 3 edges. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
So when it gets dull,
Yeah.
and it won't happen unless you get in the dirt,
Yeah.
buy a new blade.
Okay.
Just replace the blade, because no one knows how to sharpen them. No
So
one.
the Felco number 8 pruning shears, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Where did those come from?
They're made in Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
And I wish I had my, because it's so amazing how they're made. God, I wish I had my truck. You know what hand pruners is? You use them
Yeah.
when you first get them. They're real nice and tight. Yeah, that's it. That so fits your hand. It's amazing when you put in your hand. Whoever made that understood.
Sure.
When you have hand pruners, you're using them. When they first get them, they cut real nice. But over time, that jaw wears out and they get floppy, and they hinge. You know how they solve that with this? They have a nut that tightens it, and alongside they have this little piece that locks into it, so you can always adjust it to totally tight, lock it into place. I wish I could pull, because my Felcos are totally shiny aluminum. The rubber handles have worn off, because I have thousands of hours on these pruners. Because I'm an arborist, I prune trees every day, kind of thing. And they're as good as the day I bought them.
But how do you maintain it so clean? Do you oil it? Do you?
I use oil if I need to,
Okay.
and I hand sharpen it.
Yeah.
How you sharpen, you have that edge,
Yeah.
and you get a file and you maintain that edge.
Yeah.
And you flip it over,
Yeah.
and you go flat on the back and take that burr off, and you're good.
And you're using a stone, right?
I know, I use a file, a
You
flat
use a
file.
Okay. Wow. Do you buy the file from them too, from Bishop?
No, I just get a good file.
A regular file from any garden?
Anywhere,
home,
yeah.
Yeah. A home gardening store.
No, a hardware store.
A hardware store. Okay. Oh, a,
They
a
don't,
file,
they
file,
don't,
a long metal
yeah,
file.
a metal file, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a metal blade.
Okay.
But when you go to sharpen it,
Yeah.
what's scary is a file because the steel is so hard. You see, you know where the finest hair cutting scissors,
Yeah.
the finest surgical things are made? In Europe, Germany, Switzerland, Sweden.
Yeah. It's usually German.
Americans we're young. Our steel is not near the quality that the Europeans are.
I sew, and my scissors are German, and I would use no other
Yeah,
scissors.
they have much better steel. And so my sense is go to the masters, people who do it a while, get the best stuff, take care of it, and you're good for life.
But the Japanese know how to do knives, though.
Japanese saws. I'm telling you, look at my eyes. When you get that saw, you be very careful how you use it, because you're going to come through the cut a lot faster than you think.
Really?
And if you come through and you hit your hand, you're going to have a hole, a gash. Like I wear gloves when I do my pruning, not because my hands are cold. I'm trying to protect myself from serious injury, because that thing is scary sharp. And you come through the cut so fast, you think you're not there, and all of a sudden you're through and it nails you. So be careful using it, because it's deadly.
I hope to come back and take one of your pruning course.
Cool.
Yeah, that's really tricky.
I wish I had my.
Do you want me to go get it?
Yeah.
Can I go fetch it?
In my truck over there, because
There's a black truck?
I want to show you. I'm going to do the pruning thing right now for you.
Really?
Go in my
black
truck.
truck, right?
That's the black truck, the green truck.
Okay.
Behind the bed is a wooden lid.
Yeah.
In there, you'll find sitting right here in the front, a scabbard with a saw and a pruner.
Yeah.
Bring the pruner out. It has just a, you know,
Okay, I'll be right
and I'm gonna do a Japanese maple.
That's awesome.
Your home is very beautiful. Well, your bathroom is very beautiful, so I'm assuming the inside of your home is really beautiful.
Did you like
too.
that outhouse?
I
Yes.
love it.
Gorgeous.
Is that a cool looking outhouse?
Are you kidding? That's awesome.
I had my neighbor's an artist, and my wife asked him to make it for us. And those windows, I don't know if you noticed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those windows are leaded glass windows that are so cool because you have privacy and still have light.
Yeah.
You know where they came from?
Where?
From a church that was built in Italy in the 11th century. They're that old.
How did you find them?
Someone had this guy's an artist, and someone had given those to him. And he didn't know what to do with them, so he gave them to us. It was awesome, man. I mean, it's just incredible. So if you notice it doesn't stink in there.
Yeah.
You notice that all outhouses you go to stink.
None.
Let me tell you why.
There's zero.
I'll tell you why. If you go to county outhouses, they don't stink. The ones the county built don't stink. The reason is they use 6-inch vents. Everyone else uses 4-inch.
That's it.
It's ventilation. Those are 6-inch vents.
Yep.
And because I'm an arborist and I'm out working all day long and I have no bathroom, I've had to use outhouses. And so when I've been in them and notice when they don't stink, I pay attention why. Because I've been around them. And I've noticed the one with 6-inch vents don't stink, all the rest do. So when the guy was building this, I said, no, we're doing 6-inch, you know, because I know what I'm talking about. And it's amazing how well it works. So 2 inches makes such a difference in volume of air taken out.
So what was this herb called?
Mullein.
Mullein?
Yeah, this is mullein. Look how beautiful. You see those on the highway, and they're tiny.
Yeah.
They're not, I mean,
I like that in my garden too.
they're just incredible.
Chickens love 'em, 'cause I keep
Yeah,
them
they're
keeping them
amazing.
so-